and welcome to another episode of Broadcast Anime Talk. I finally finished watching the anime Sword Art Online alternative Gale Online, and oh boy do I need to get some stuff out there about this anime. Yes, spoilers here. This anime ended in such a disappointing way, which sucks because it had such a strong and promising beginning in my opinion. It felt like the whole show kind of went nowhere and that none of the characters really changed in a meaningful sort of way, and that's why it was disappointing. Let's dig into the details right now. So the show starts by showing the main character's GGO avatar Len in the first Squad Jam event and winning it with the help of another character avatar named M. Then episode 2 was all about the real life Len, who's named Karen, how they got into VR MMO games and what led her to being in Squad Jam in the first place. Now I made a whole video about the Squad Jam event and how it pretty much goes against actual game design rules of Battle Royale, so go check that out because I don't plan on talking about the event in this video. The first arc of the show is Len and M winning that first Squad Jam event. So the second arc of the show, they decided that they need some kind of stakes and character development needs to happen. So for some reason Karen, who is a college student that I'm guessing is around 20 years old, and through that first Squad Jam event, she befriends a group of 5 or 6 girls in real life that are in middle school or high school, aside from Mayu, I don't know how to say that. And that's it for friends for Karen. Kind of sad really, and a little weird that she hangs out with much younger girls. Now one thing that the show will constantly remind you is that Karen really enjoys the music of Elsa Kanzaki. Remember that, as I'll come back to it later. So M, who's actually named Gashi, I don't know how to say it right, finds Karen in the real world to tell her that the person she has come close to in GGO, who at this point we only know her by her avatar name of Pito Huey, is taking part in the second Squad Jam event, which normally wouldn't seem like a big deal. This is where the character development happens. We find out that Pito Huey was a beta tester for the original Sword Art Online VR MMO game and played it all the time, etc. But when SAO went live, she had a prior commitment she couldn't get out of and couldn't take part in SAO when it went live. Now, to all the people who watched SAO, you're like, well, that's good because of all the shit that went down in SAO. But having heard that SAO was a game with actual death in the game meant death IRL, Pito Huey was legitimately pissed off at this. She wanted to experience VR MMO games with the consequences that SAO had, right? Who on earth would be that insane to actually want that? So Goshi tells Karen all this and leads to saying that if Pito Huey loses Squad Jam 2, she's gonna commit suicide in the real world. Yeah, character development and stakes. Karen believes that she can stop this because Pito Huey promised her that if Karen can kill her in a one-on-one match, then they'll meet up IRL, and that means if Karen kills her, she won't kill herself IRL. So what happens in Squad Jam 2? Well, Pito Huey waits for Len for a while but gets tired of waiting. Important to mention that M is on Pito Huey's team, and Len has a new partner, which is her only adult friend IRL, I don't know, M-I-Y-U, okay, whose avatar name is Fukazura Ho. I don't know how to say that name either. She uses 2 grenade launchers because why not? So what happens in Squad Jam 2 is eventually these 2 teams meet. Pito Huey wounds, I'm not even going to attempt it again, so she's useless and then leaves her to go after Len, which was a mistake because not attempting again heals and then saves Len. Basically Len kills Pito Huey by biting her? Yeah, that happened. At one point in Squad Jam 2, Pito Huey uses a proton sword. Yes, the same kind of sword used in the GGO arc of Sword Art Online 2. Where did Pito Huey get one? I don't know. they fail to explain that all the way around. Like, all the weapon shops in GGO they show in the anime don't sell them, and if Pito Huey got it from some kind of black market, they failed to show or mention that. So after Squad Jam 2, Goshi is taking Karen and Mew to meet the real Pito Huey. While they're driving, he tells the story of how he met and fell in love with Pito Huey. Yeah, he and her are lovers, quote unquote. The story involves him clearly stalking her, then she invites him over and ties him up and basically says that he has to do whatever she wants him to, otherwise she'll report him to the police for stalking. To a regular person, you'd be like, what the fuck kind of love is that? Like, Goshi is happy and gets to spend all the time, that he has with Pito Yui and blah blah blah. It's just really twisted. So remember earlier when I mentioned that the show likes to remind us that Karen likes the music of Elsa Kanzaki? So guess who the real life Pito Huey is? Yeah, it's Elsa Kanzaki. When she meets Karen, she kisses her in front of Goshi, and not attempting again for some reason. They talk for a bit and cry and are happy that Elsa did not kill herself, and they stay friends and play some more GDO on the show. And maybe now you can see why the ending was disappointing. One thing too is that Karen had a problem in the beginning of the show with how tall she is in the real world, so she decides to play GGO because her avatar is short. Like, that was a part of her character in the beginning that she had a problem with by, not liking her height IRL, but by the end of the show it's kind of just brushed under the rug and forgotten about, other than the thing where Pito Yui got the proton sword. The other biggest thing I'm not sure of is where this show fits in with Sword Art Online as a whole. There are times that they mention things from GGO's arc of Sword Art Online 2, like the Bullet of Bullets competition, the proton sword that Kirito uses to win, and some character mentioning Sinon by name because they got an anti-tank rifle from her. I want to say that it takes place after the original GGO arc in Sword Art Online 2, because these things are all mentioned in the past tense. Plus, after the events that took place in the GGO arc of Sword Art Online 2, Sinon went over to ALO, Alfheim Online, with Kirito and the others, so unless she still logs into GGO every once in a while, I don't know why she would be there. But the beginning of the show mentions the world seed and creation of GGO, which means it would take place before that arc. So it makes it kind of confusing as where in the SAO timeline the show would take place. And that's all I have to say, so if you want to add to the conversation, leave a comment below. As always, thanks for listening and goodbye.